Okay. It says that I'm live. Um, Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Even for those of you who will be watching on replay, I'm so excited to share this with all of you. Um, the formula for staying focused, or yes, staying focused on your health and keeping the momentum, making sure that you keep the momentum going. And I know that it sounds simple, right? But in this formula, there's elements, obviously, because there's three major things that I think I've found to be very helpful and effective when it comes to priorities, goal setting, and just making sure that you crush them. I had sent an email to my subscribers this morning that sometimes we feel like other people are crushing it, and then why are we not, in the same level as other people are, or why do we seem so stuck in our own habits and in our ways, and that we don't move forward in our goals. So if this is you and you've felt this way, I just want to let you know that there's nothing wrong with you. I've also felt that way. I know that I have not been able to, in the previous years, move towards my goals as much as I wanted to. And I also want to reassure you, if you are in a season of, like, I feel good with my goals, I feel good with my priorities, but I want to make sure that it stays that way, or I want to make sure that I am able to really hone into my strengths and elevate, right? That word elevate. This is for you as well. So, we're talking about self awareness, clarity, and momentum. And really, for me, combining, neuroscience and research about goal setting, and I've read a couple of books. Like, I know Atomic Habits by James Clear is pretty popular on this. There's another one that is escaping me right now. It's also about habits. And so just combining those things and what I know about neuroscience and how the brain health works, and listening to my clients and their stories and their just the uniqueness of every individual, and looking into my own personal experience, it's really creating that momentum that helps people stay focused and consistent, because I know consistency is one of the major areas that people get stuck, right? Because okay, November, December rolls in, and then what happens is we write down our goals, and then January rolls in, and we're doing good, and now we're February 22nd, right? And it's like, I'm already hearing people, new clients saying that they're feeling stuck and unmotivated is a word. And a lot of the times people bring up the idea of self-discipline, or lack of self-discipline, lack of self-control, willpower, and things like that. And yes, those things do play a role, play a factor, but today, tonight, I want to give you practical steps. I'm all about practicality, because that is the work that I do as an anxiety support coach, right? People come to me to ask for practical things that they can do. People come to me so that, I can help guide them through um, making sure that they see results, right? Because it is about seeing results and seeing the outcome that you truly want for yourself. So let's dive in. Self awareness. Before we get to the momentum, before we can create momentum, we have to understand what is it that we're creating. So self awareness is really about starting with self reflection. Do not fear the pause and the self reflection and really diving deep into what you're feeling and what you're thinking, because those things are very important. Otherwise, you will go with everyone else's flow, and you will fall into the trap of comparison, um, and all of those things that you don't really want. So, self awareness comes as you reflect, as you answer questions for yourself, as you think, think and feel and experience all of those things that are important for you, that are good for you. And after after such time as you self reflect, now this is not a one time thing, right? This is ongoing, because even your goals change, even your priorities change, because depending on what your circumstances are, where you want to be in life, right? You have to evaluate, what's going on. So those also change, and self reflection is an ongoing thing that you have to do. And then, with the self reflection, with all the answers that you have, you can now then gain clarity, right? You identify those things that are important for you. What are your health goals this year? And we're talking about physical, mental, emotional aspect, right? And spiritual too. Those are very important categories that you have to consider when you talk about health. So this is like overall health, not just like, okay, I need to go to the gym, or I want to go to the gym, at least 4 times a week. That's a great goal, but don't stop there. Make sure that you are covering all areas that are important in your life, and make sure that you are writing them down. If there is anything that you can take away from this, is that you have to write them down. Why? You will not remember everything that happens to you. You are not going to remember all of your goals and all of your aspirations, all of your ambitions. So make sure that if you have a notebook, you got to write them down. If you have a vision board, post it notes, something that reminds you, right? Or if you have a digital journal, or you write them down on your phone as notes, those are good stuff, because that is where clarity comes in. You're clear about what you want, you are clear, you identify all these things that you want for yourself, right? Um, I've already put the link in the description box. So I've created a journal, and I've designed it to make sure that you think, feel, and experience. All of those things are so important. You're not just writing down, you're not just answering questions. You are also being asked, um, how do you feel about this? What was the outcome, right? And then really just um, understanding the experience in words for yourself, and really looking into, how this is all affecting you, because you are first and foremost the most important, part of this equation. And so, um, no, I printed really quickly a page. This is where you write down your goals. And I based this on Donald Miller's Brand Storybook. And he has 5 categories, right? And so, for your body, for your mind, for your career, your family or relationships, and for your spiritual or faith, for your spiritual health. And I also left a blank space so that you can add whatever you need to add, whatever category you feel is important to you. So you have to write them down. And then I'm also asking, my journal users to make sure that you write down why this is important for you. Why is it important for me, for example, to run 3 miles this year? because it's important for me because I want to feel strong, right? I want to build my endurance and my speed aside from feeling healthy. So that has to go in there. And then what steps do you want to take, or are you willing to take as you think about your goals for your body or your priorities? The next thing is for my mind. So for my mind, I wanted to do a brain exercise, right? And the first thing that came to mind was to complete a 300-piece puzzle. My son, who's 10 years old, we tried a 500-piece puzzle, and I haven't done puzzles, in a long time. So 500 was a little bit frustrating for us. So I'm dialing it down and starting with 300. So things like that. And why is it important for me? Because I know that it's good for me to keep my brain, active. So I know that this is a brain exercise, right? So what steps am I willing to take? Well, I will start back with 100 pieces and then 300, and then later on also do, 500. So these are the things that you want to be really clear about. And please start with one priority, one goal for each of these categories, right? You can write them down. Again, you can have your own notebook, or you can use my journal. And then this journal called Embrace Your Journey Journal, which I'm so excited about. This is a something that I am working on expanding as well. But the journal itself has monthly reflections and quarterly reflections. So January, for example, it has questions for you and spaces to, just reflect on. And these questions are so intentional that because I wanted, users, writers to be able to really move into that space of intentionality and have this whatever kind of transformation they want for themselves, right? And as you're writing, as you're answering questions, as you're thinking through, feeling through your experience, your circumstances, the 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 just the message that you see in this, the growth that you see in this for yourself, as you're reflecting through that, you're gaining more and more clarity. You're becoming more clear whether this is a goal for you, this is a priority that you like, or this is something that resonates with you. And are you ready for this? So this all of this combined is how you really create momentum. Your mind, your brain has to see evidence that you are actually doing what you told yourself or committed yourself to do. So, where is the proof? Where is the evidence? It's in your journal, it's in your notebook. It's right here. There's no question because every month you are writing down what you've accomplished, what habits have impacted you, what results you're seeing, right? As you are working through your priorities. And when you have that momentum, that is how you use it as a springboard to keep going, to keep motivated. You can always look back. I had a client who I actually took this inspiration from, and we had been working on just her consistency and motivation. And one of the things that I had suggested was, why don't you start using a planner so that you can schedule things? Because if you don't schedule them, you know this, right? That if you don't put them in your schedule, it's not going to happen. So she actually bought a planner and she started writing down her appointments and things that she wanted to do. And guess what? So the following month, She had been feeling down, and she felt like she wasn't doing enough. You know what she did? She went back to her planner and saw all the things that she had accomplished, because this is the physical evidence that the brain needs to be able to say to yourself, "Oh, right, like I am doing enough after all, that I am doing the things that matter to me." So, this, you definitely have to write down these things that you're doing, accomplishing things, that even things, by the way, in my journal, in the journal that I created, there is a space there that asks you, what didn't happen that month, right? Because it is also important to be able to look back and not be fearful about things not happening, because from there you can plan, because from there you can learn and you can grow, and you can do all things that are good for you, that are beneficial for you. So that's definitely part of the reflection that is designed inside the journal. And you know it's just so good to be able to see those things, so that you can really understand your goals, right? Really understand if those are right for you. I also worked with a client one time, and the word goals did not resonate with her, because there, after a few sessions, we realized that there was a negative association that formed in her childhood about the word goals. So I designed this journal also, so that people can really resonate, and find the words that really bring meaning to their lives. So we rephrased um, the statement, what are your goals this year? We talked about what she looks forward to, what she's excited about, and what is she excited about in those areas. So those things are also important, because before you can focus, before you can stay motivated, before you can even create momentum for yourself, you do have to work on being clear on what it is that you're working towards and why those things are important to you. So, self awareness, clarity, and momentum can truly help you catapult into this year. Um, and it is also important for me to remind you that it does not matter how long it takes for you to write down your priorities or your goals. If today you sit down and you can only come up with one or two, perfect. That means that you are ready for those two things, for that one thing, right? And as you continue to reflect, and as you continue to really like just live your life, things will start coming to you. You will have, thoughts about these things, and you will have um, more to write about, more goals that you're going to find meaningful. And those are definitely worth it to write down. Even though it's now February 22nd, and maybe you're just starting to think about these things, or it's becoming more clear for you, write them down so that you can see how you're progressing, how you are able to truly pay attention, right, to your goals. Because who's going to pay attention to them if not you? And, just make sure that you are um, working out your routines and working out, the things that truly make you feel alive, right? By the way, the journal, the Embrace Your Journey journal, is a supplement. If you already have a planner, that is great. If you already have a digital calendar, that's wonderful. And this journal is for you to reflect monthly and reflect quarterly as you look back and as you look forward to the things that you want to do this year for your own growth and transformation. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. And my email address is also in this description for this live stream. So I'm so excited for all of you to really dive into your priorities and your goals this year. I It is my hope that you can create momentum from self-awareness, self-reflection, and clarity that comes to you. And I have every confidence that you will be able to tackle and address anything that you want once you have that momentum, that once you have built that foundation for yourself. And and always share with your friends and your family, so that you can also create accountability. It's so important. I think one of the things that really helped me last year is that I had accountability. I was in different group chats, where we're talking about health, or we're talking about what workouts we're doing, and it's so non-judgmental. That's also important. Your accountability groups have to be a safe space where you're not being judged if you didn't run or didn't work out this today, or if you didn't meditate, right? Because those things do happen. Life is very busy and fast paced, but again, when you start with self awareness and you are reflecting and you are writing these things down, you get more clear, and the momentum just really comes from looking back and remembering what you accomplished last month in January, right? Or what things didn't happen, and what can you look forward to? And then based on the things that you've reflected on, what is your plan for the next month, or this quarter, and things like that. And just really, the questions are already there for you, and all you have to do is fill up the spaces and complete them for you. But again, like I said, you can also use your own notebooks, and you can also use your own materials. Just remember that clarity in the middle, right? Sandwich between self awareness and momentum is clarity. And I think that's really where the hard work comes in, because y- you have to identify what you want to focus on, not based on what other people are doing or what's trending, but really understanding what is going to bring meaning to your life, and what's going to make your life successful. And even in that, you have to define for yourself the personal term for success. So that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much. For those of you who have joined, feel free to share the replay with others who are also, needing that nudge, or maybe wanting to elevate their transformation this year, about being consistent, focused, and motivated. It's so exciting. This topic is so exciting, because I think for me to be able to express it in words, is fun. So again, if you have any questions, make sure that you either email me or share them in the comments below. And I will be doing more lives. I do have some more topics already in place, and I hope to see you all again next time. Bye.